Welcome to EDN206, ICT in the classroom. I'm looking forward to working with you, and I would like to take this opportunity to take a closer look on what can be expected during this unit. I'm going to have a quick overview of what we're going to cover during this presentation. Firstly, we're going to look at how to navigate the LMS, how to complete this unit, and some of the resources that's available to you. Looking at the navigation, if you go onto the LMS, you'll see that the layout of this unit might look a little different from other units. We've made use of tabs, and you'll have 5 tabs that is available to you. First tab is Getting Started, second one Discussions, Lectures, Readings and Videos. Then you've got Task 1, Task 2 and Quick Links. Opening up your LMS, you will find your first page, and on this page you'll find your discussion board where you'll have the general announcements where either myself or Stuart will be making announcements. You've got your unit guide, you've got your learning guide, and you've got your general discussion forums where you are welcome to upload any comments or ask questions about any of the readings or topics. And then lastly, we find the 5 tabs that you'll be using to navigate around this unit. Now, in saying that, at the end of each section, you'll find a forward and back button, or you can navigate by going to the ribbon at the top and just going back to EDN206. Right. The first tab, Getting Started. Now, on this page, you'll find your unit guide, you'll find your learning guide, you'll find the authentic online community of learning framework designed by Dr. Jenny Parker, and you'll find the netiquette guidelines. It is essential for you to go through these things. The netiquette guidelines, like you know from previous exposure to EDN113, that is basically the etiquette that is expected of you to use when you are dealing online with other people. Then the last thing on this page was our meet and greet. You'll find a little video of myself where I introduced myself and told you a little bit about myself. I would like for you to click on the button below, which will take you to Flipgrid, where you have then the opportunity to respond, in turn recording a little video about yourself, and it's only 1 minute. So please introduce yourself to the group. The next slide is Discussions, Lectures, Readings and Videos, and there's sub-headings in red, and you'll find the readings. There's a reading guide list, discussion forums. There's different discussion forums which will line up with some of the readings that you're doing. I would suggest that the first one is the one that we look at first, since that's the one that will be an introduction to task and help you with looking at task 1. Lectures and video resources. I'll talk a little bit more about them at a later stage. Task 1, and this page is set out and devoted totally to task 1. You've got your weekly schedule, you've got your assignment outline, you've got your learning guide, you've got your marking sheet, and you've got a discussion forum. And I would use this discussion forum for any questions or comments about anything that relates to task 1. At the end here, you'll find a space where you will then submit your task 1 assignment marking sheet. Looking at the page devoted to task 2, the Authentic Learning Project, very similar outline. You've got the same information there. You've got your marking sheet, your discussion forum, and again, this discussion forum is then set aside for task 2 discussions only. And it's we decided to do it this way so that everything that is related to task 1 and task 2 goes to those specific discussion forums, so that you don't have to flick to this one and that one and maybe miss out on something important that's been said. Our last link is the quick links, and there's a link that takes you to the Authentic Learning website by Professor Jan Harrington, and there's a quick link to Technology Toolbox for Educations by Dr. Jenny Parker, and then the last thing is the curriculum links, ACARA, SCASA, HL Standards, and Scoodle, and then Murdoch Library. So these links, and especially the Technology Toolbox, is very useful for you, and it's easy to find because they are all under one heading and situated on one page. Let's have a quick look at the unit itself. This unit is a task-based unit. Therefore, it's not going to have any weekly activities per se. There might be expectations and throughout your projects that might link to weekly things to do, but there's no activities or readings that specifically asks you to make a contribution to a certain area in a certain time frame. It is mostly you working at your time to complete the unit, but the assignments need to be in at certain dates. Right. There's no exams, and as it's a task-based unit, all your marks will be assigned through your assignments. Now let's have a quick look at readings. Your reading link, there's the unit reading list, and there's quite a few articles that you have to read or can read. The first one is Essential. That's the guide to authentic learning. The rest are recommended. And having said that, some of them are very useful. So I would say, although that most of them are not especially assigned, you have to, they are there and they will definitely help you throughout this unit. Discussion forums. There are 3 discussion forums here. The first one is about an article that you need to read about Postman, and that one will be essential for you all to participate in, and during the first 2 weeks of the start of the unit, since this one will help you with your task 1 analysis. Looking at assignments, we've got 2 assignments, but they're all subdivided into parts. Task 1 is your research task, where you will be asked to write a written literature study, and as part A. Part B, you will have to do an audio-visual presentation similar to using something like Screencast-O-Matic to actually present your literature study then. And the task 2 is the Authentic Learning Project. Part A is the project itself. Part B is a peer review of of some of your other students' projects. And then part C again is a video presentation on your overview of your authentic learning project. Both these videos will then be uploaded into a collaborative ebook. I will provide you with the ebook template, and each student will have their own page to actually upload these two videos in. A little bit more about that when we start talking about task 1 and 2 in the future lectures. Lastly, we look at resources. Like I said, there's 5 different types of resources available to you. There's the lectures, the video resources, the readings, and then there's a reading list that is provided to you in your unit guide and your useful links. Looking at lectures and videos, your lecture slides will be uploaded to Google Drive. So if you don't have Google Drive, please make sure you get it, because we'll use it for collaboration and the share of documentation, and all the lecture slides, the lecture recordings will be attached to this heading as well. The next one is the video resources. These resources will provide you with extra information on topics, or it could be just little videos to help you to actually get the hang of how some of the digital tools work. One of the ones that I've provided for you is a how-to video on a Screencast-O-Matic. This is page 7 from your unit guide, and on this, in the unit guide, you'll see that you've got your essential textbook and you have a library resources. These are articles that could provide you with information for your task 1 and even task 2 if you need extra information and articles to help you accomplish that. Okay, I would encourage you to participate in the online forums. Now, I will be available all days except Thursdays and Sundays, as I've got prior engagements. So good luck. I'm looking forward to working with you, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask.